Hello, hi, this is ggurface, and I'll be talking about game number 5 between mouzHasu and LiquidHayprO. mouzHasu is spawning as the red Protoss in the lower left hand corner, and LiquidHayprO is spawning as the blue Zerg in the upper right hand corner. The map is Xel'Naga Caverns. It is a one-on-one match. This is the final map between two players. I meant to say one-on-one map. And if you haven't seen games 1 through 4, there were some quite epic adventures there. I think namely 3 and 2, or 2 and 3. Either way, 4 was a pretty good game as well, but it was a little bit lopsided. But there was some very great defending by mouzHasu with his stalkers. Very fine control from both these players. I would like to take a moment to thank you guys for listening, subbing, and commenting on my videos. I do appreciate it because it does make me smile and you do make my day, so thanks to you guys for that. And my internet is still down, so all I have to say is Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing phase. It means no internet for the rest of my days. I have no internet or viruses. Hakuna Matata. This one probe is inside the base of LiquidHayprO, and you will see the spawning pool just recently gone down, and there is one overlord going across the little pond in the middle of space, another overlord checking out, and he will be able to see that mouzHasu does have a probe at the first expansion for LiquidHayprO. At the same time, a gateway has gone down with an assimilator at the moment, and I really miss my internets. Extractor has finished. He's probably put 3 drones, and he does put 3 drones on it immediately. mouzHasu is scouting. We'll be able to see if there is any additional buildings going up, such as a second gas or a roach warden or a bailing's nest, but none of those things are happening at the moment, as the spawning pool is not quite done yet. And this probe, the way to do this with the probe is to press P and press on a location that is very close to it. So you can set it to back and forth patrol, but it won't actually hit the units that are hitting it, so you gotta keep in mind and check on it quite some time, because this is a way to dance, but if the unit were to be right here or right here, he can constantly hit you, so it's not the best anti-detection for the units when it's getting hit. We do see Cybercore going up as well as a second assimilator, but a second gas for the Zerg has not yet gone up, and mouzHasu really wants to get back inside the base, but he couldn't because there are some Zerglings. He might circle back, and he's going to circle back and go back in the base perhaps. Metabolic boost is currently being researched for the Zerglings, as this one probe is trying to hide from the Zerglings. And the hatchery does go down at 21-ish, 21, 20, yeah, 21 it went down at. And the extractor no longer extracting the gases. Very fine control there. We do see 0 gas exactly for the Zerg player. That is exactly what he wanted, just enough to get the metabolic boost. There's one Zergling still chasing the probe around, and the Zergling is going to check out the ramp of mouzHasu. Let's see if these Zealots are on hold. You gotta be on hold, and both players are selecting the units. And mouzHasu is going to be attacked. Ooh, one Zergling does sneak through. One Zergling sneaks through. Very nice control by LiquidHayprO. One more hit, it would have been dead, and he's actually seeing if there's anything going on, and a couple of probes does come out and try to take down this one Zergling still running around with their metabolic boost. He's actually able to run around for quite some time. The same probe is going inside the base, and the Zergling is still up. The probe is inside the base. Both players checking out each other's base. The probe went down, and the Zergling is still alive. He's actually regenerating HP. And mouzHasu is not too happy with his Zergling after losing his probe, I guess. Oh, actually they're lagging. Oh, right. I watched this game in real time, and there were quite a bit of lag spikes. And a couple of people do leave the game, and this over here is not Zergling proof, as that one probe is going to go down. Ooh, one more hit would have went down, but the 2 Zealots and the sentry does save it, and we do see some drones being transferred. In one of the games, this hatchery was actually set for the drones to go over here, and he did lose a couple of additional drones on that hatchery. I think it was game number 4 or 3, the one on Metropolis. And if you want to see what I'm talking about, you can go check that out. I have uploaded that game, and we do see a very nice wall off and contain from these 3 sentries and 2 Zealots, and the Zerglings will not want to engage. At the same time, Zerglings guarding this front gate, and 1 forge and 1 pylon making this side of it Zergling proof. The Zergling wanting to lure the units out because they want to try to rush inside to see what's going on. We do see an overlord hovering outside, probably will suicide that overlord in, and we do see +1 weapons being researched by Hazu as 2 additional stalkers have spawned. We do see, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateways. He might be thinking of doing that +1 push again that he did successfully before, I believe. Or maybe unsuccessfully. No, that game was good. Yeah, he did win. I think it was Scrap Station. And +1 is getting chrono boosted. I'm not sure if these Zerglings has caught it for LiquidHayprO, as he is just starting his second gas right now. 20 Zerglings are currently being produced, as well as 3 Spires, probably Spine Crawlers, probably 3 Spires. Why would you ever need 3 Spires? We do see 3 Spine Crawlers, maybe a 4th one. 4th one is coming up, so he probably senses that he's gonna go for that +1 push again. Let's see if he's actually shooting the pylon after he gets a couple of more units, and now he's gonna put that pylon up again. I guess he warped in the units in the wrong location. And he's actually completely walled off at the moment, but there are no cannons defending. This +1 forge is about to finish, and he really wants to get up there. HayPro really wants to see what's going on inside, but he can't really see what's going on inside, and he's going to attack these pylons. And as I said, there are no cannons, so it's a little bit difficult for him to defend. And 1 cannon is going up at the moment. At the same time, these stalkers with +1 almost complete. +1 is just complete, and they do have +1, and that 1 stalker is very, very close to death. These stalkers going out to the back, and these Zerglings are working at the front. There's only 1 Zealot with some couple of cannons, and the Zerglings are free. They're actually inside, but at the same time, he's actually forced to pull off his drones, and he will see the tremendous amount of gateways. We do see one photon cannon going up in the back, and this Spine Crawler is trying to get into action to fight off, but he can't really get to it. But the Zerglings are not able to get inside. He's going to be able to take down this 1 pylon, might be able to unpower that gateway, and Hazu has managed to take off the expansion, and the Zerglings are running in, but there are very, very good force fields preventing the Zerglings from surrounding, but the Zerglings are still working on this pylon over here. It will get taken care of by the Zealots, and very, very nice force fields, but at the same time, moving up the Spine Crawlers, 3 Spine Crawlers will be able to kind of block off these Stalkers, but the Stalkers are going to try to move inside, putting 1 very good force field, but these Zerglings are actually preventing them from moving inside. There was a couple of Zerglings over here, and they're moving back into the corner again to try to not get the spread. This Stalker in the back is not getting damaged at all. Additional reinforcements arriving at the middle of the control tower, but I think these units will go down as the last Stalker is getting surrounded and pummeled by those Zerglings. Very good response, and just sufficient number of Spine Crawlers. 4 or 5 Spine Crawlers did manage to save him a little bit and prevent Hazu from taking the game just then, and a proxy panel does go down. We do have a Zergling having the Xel'Naga Watchtower over here. We do have a pylon over here. Additional Zerglings being produced, still 1 base versus 1 base. Both players now working on their second base, about the same level of completion for their Nexus and Hatchery, respectively. And we do see additional Zealots being warped in, as well as sentries, and there's 1 Zergling working on the Nexus, and the troops are forced to move back, and the repositioning of the Spine Crawlers are going back up, and now the Stalkers and the sentries are going to move in and try to take out these number of Zerglings, and he does put the force fields down and prevent them from escaping. I'm not sure if that was the best idea. If he were to engage again shortly, he might need that energy for those 2 force fields, as he does not have any energy. He does have 1. He has enough for 1 force field at the moment. Zerglings running across the map at the same path, probably not. Hazu will probably not be expecting more Zerglings coming in the same direction, and this 1 Zergling actually picking away at the pylon there. Hatchery has gone up. Nexus about to be finished. Zerglings running in, hitting the hatchery. Nothing to defend here. This 1 probe is alone by himself. Will he cancel the Nexus? Will he do it? And now he's actually transferring some probes. Nexus is not canceling, and he's warping additional units to take care of these Zerglings, but the Zerglings does force him to retreat his troops, which are still 1-0 versus these troops are still at 0-0. So Hazu has 1-0 upgrade, slight advantage over LiquidHayprO, which has 0-0, and the Zerglings are on the side, still Overlords on the side, has not yet suicided themselves to see what kind of tech he's going to go for, but he did see that there were 5 gateways, robotics facility going up for Hazu at the moment, and a couple of Zerglings running across. Why are those Stalkers retreating? They could probably take it with a couple of Zealots, and yes, he warps in some Zealots, and the Zerglings does run away. Let's see. Ooh, he actually got down a Spire, and he's making Mutalisk at the moment. And he's also getting the +1 upgrade. The +1 upgrade was tremendous for him in game number 4, I believe. If you haven't seen that, do take a look at it, because there was a lot of interesting things. I think there's only 2 drones on this 1 gas, if I'm not mistaken. He's actually only getting 2. Maybe that's on purpose. Probably not. because it's a very gas intensive build for these mules. Additional mules being pumped out at the moment. He really needs to put additional gas. I don't think I've done that. I think I've usually have like 4, but I never usually have 2 on it. I do make the mistake of putting too many workers on my gas line, and we do see mules coming around the side with the Overlord as well. The observer does not catch a glimpse of it. Mules moving to the side, and the armies are moving forward, mainly Zealot heavy, and we do see that he's going to come in and try to pick off some probes, or the pylon. He's going to try to pick off this pylon outside the range of the cannon. Zerglin's working, and he's forced to move back, and oh, he does not have blink. He has a lot of Zealots, and that is not what you want to have against these mules. And LiquidHayprO is actually grabbing a base slightly closer to Hazu. Very, very interesting choice there. We do see he's working on the destructible rocks for the goal. Again, using the mules, forcing Hazu to stay in base, forcing him to make additional cannons, and he just spent 300 on cannons to guard about, I think, 2,000 worth of minerals. Not very effective there, and he's not actually have probes on gas at the moment. He does just put them on there recently. Additional mules being produced, and he's spreading to his 3rd base and 4th base. Ooh. And there are 2 cannons as well as the possibly blink for his stalkers. He might be thinking of going a more stalker heavy to counter these mules, and he is doing that. +1 upgrade still in process. 2 hatcheries going up. I think, has he seen the hatchery? No, he hasn't actually seen the hatchery, so he's actually guessing. And very good game sense there. LiquidHayprO does cancel. Wow, this is amazing. A lot of mind reading. Unless they're actually watching the stream, which would be kind of cheating. But in any event, mules are coming around the side, and they're going to try to harass on the side, clumping up a little bit, and there's 1 cannon there. Additional mules being pumped out. This hatchery is still going up, no problems, and the cannon's going to go down to 2 volleys from it, and he does manage to take off 2 probes that one time, and 1 cannon, and 1 pylon. And let's see if he engages it. That's a good group of mules versus about a little bit less in terms of stalkers. And he's actually forcing him to move his stalkers to where he doesn't want to. And we don't actually see blink. We see storms currently being researched. Ooh, I mean, the Templar Archive storm just started being researched, and we might be putting out a hatchery right here, as this hatchery has gone up. And if we take a look at the unit composition at the moment, we see a lot of mules. Double the amount of stalkers. Only 12 stalkers to 26 mules. And wow, that is not so good. There's a lot of Zealots, but he can't really use the Zealots against the mules, as the Zealots do not have wings. And if Zealots have wings, well, everyone should just play Protoss, because that is powerful stuff, man. And he's moved all of his probes. All of the probes are on gas. What is happening here? And the mules are harassing on the side, but I think that reminding him to put on some probes on the other side. But there is still a tremendous amount. If you can see my cursor, there's a tremendous amount of probes on gas. That is a little misplay by Hazu. If you can see right here, that's a lot of probes, man. Oh, now he finally realizes and moves some of them off. That is about more than 10 probes worth of gas, but he's not actually getting about 10 probes worth of stuff. And Templar Storm has finished. High Templars will be in effect relatively soon. He does have 4 High Templar, and these cannons are positioned in a defensive manner, but it's kind of like a wasted mineral effort, and he's going to pick off those cannons as well as the pylon. Now grabbing his 4th and 5th base. Once again, a storm goes up, not catching too many of the mules, but he has a rather large standing army, but the last large standing army is going to meet a wall of spine crawlers. Ooh. Heavy defensive builds from both players, but Hazu has not yet established his 3rd base, and I think, oh, he's not actually getting the goal yet, and he's thinking about getting the goal, but the mules will prevent the Zealots from going back. Can you imagine if a patch gave Zealot wings? I don't care if it's 500 minerals and 500 gas, I will research it. Zealots with charge and wings, man, that is GG for anybody who doesn't have that upgrade. That would be freaking hilarious. And we do see that the mules are coming around to the side, destroying the pylons, forcing these forces back, but the destructible rocks do go down. 2 storm goes off, not really catching too many mules. 3rd storm goes off, not really catching any mules again. And we see a lot of bases right now. If we take a look at the income tab very, very briefly, we do see a 300 gap in both minerals and gas. That is quite a significant lead on gas, and one